Welcome back to Coin Sense and Nonsense. Today, it's another silver classic commemorative. This is a 1925 Stone Mountain silver $50. So this is so cool. So that's Generals Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson. And what's interesting, this is Stone Mountain, but it doesn't depict Stone Mountain. It's got an eagle on the back, which is cool, on a cliff. And I thought this one had some interesting color, or I don't know, on its way to some toning. Nothing spectacular, but not bad. Didn't want to invest too much in this coin. This is one of those that I've kind of put off buying. I have quite a collection of commemorative coins, and this one I knew would always be there for me, and I finally pulled the trigger on one, and it's kind of an interesting story, or at least to me it is. I went to the Long Beach Expo last week, or a week and a half ago now, I guess, and picked this up. And there were some interesting stories there about people getting ripped off. And actually, I was there the day the gold nugget got ripped off. So, but anyway, this is a 1925 release, like I mentioned, and it's the second highest in distribution or mintage. With commemorative coins, mintage and distribution are sometimes used interchangeably because so many were melted. So it's kind of like the net, what's left after the meltdown. So these had like a 5 million allotment or authorization from Congress, and the net distribution was only 1,314,709 coins. But that's the second highest among the classic commemoratives. Only the 1893 Colombian $50 had more coins minted. So this is kind of a special coin. There were only 4 coins minted in 1925 as commemoratives. Not kind of the overindulgence of like 1936, where there's 21 coins with the date 1936. But there you can see 1925 down at the bottom there. And this coin was issued to help pay for or fund the project for Stone Mountain. And it's interesting that Stone Mountain was started in like 1916, but they finally passed legislation in 1924 to authorize these coins, and they were minted in 1925. And it was thought that they would help fund the project of creating Stone Mountain, the monument or whatever. And it was this grand plan by the sculptor that turned out to be the same one who did Mount Rushmore in the end. And I'll put his name up on the screen there. Can't remember it on the fly here, and don't want to stop. But yeah, in the end, he got kind of hosed. They accused him of not following through with what he was supposed to do, but turns out they didn't pay him. The president of the organization that helped arrange for these coins to be produced ended up using a lot of the funds for his own personal use. And there was no money to pay the sculptor. So he stopped working and ultimately was fired from the project. So something that was authorized in 1924, believe it or not, didn't get like christened, or I guess they had the debut of Stone Mountain, the monument, in 1970. So it took quite some time to get things done. So they went through multiple sculptors and whatnot to try to get it done. And in the end, the Georgia legislature stepped in and provided some of the funding. And the other aspect of the story is that this was supposed to commemorate the memory of Warren G. Harding, who had passed away. He was the president in the early 20s. And in the meantime, from when this coin was authorized until it was minted, I guess all the revelations came out about Warren G. Harding, and there were some scandals, so they kind of poo-pooed him, and he's not even part of the coin, even though it's mentioned in the authorization for it. So that's kind of a cool factoid. So the first coins were struck on January 21st, 1925, which was the 101st anniversary of the birth of Stonewall Jackson. So that is kind of cool. And I like the way the stars are kind of distributed on the obverse here. Very, very neat. And so this has, a little bit of color. It's got a little bit of eye appeal, as they say. And this side as well. And here maybe we can get a little closer in there so you can see. Memorial to the valor of the soldier of the South. So very, very nice design. Kind of lower relief. It's tough to get a good angle to show any depth at all on this side. But such as it is, still a cool coin. So very happy to add this to my collection of commemoratives. And as I mentioned, there are 4 different 1925 commemoratives, and I've only got 2 now. This one, and I do have the very cool Lexington, not Kentucky, Lexington Concord. And this one also has a little bit of color here. And what's neat about this one is I've even got the original wooden box that goes with it. So that is so cool. So I don't want to jack it up here, but you can see very, very nice. And it matches the reverse there. So nice. So there's 2 others I need to get. The California, which I should have already, you would think, and then the Vancouver. So I will be adding those coming up. So that's what I think I'm going to do next. I've conquered, speaking of conquered, I've conquered the ships. I've added all the different ship commemoratives that I was after. There are 11. Can never pass up an excuse to show this one off, proof-like. So anyway, thank you so much for watching Coin Sense and Nonsense. And actually, as I mentioned, I got this at the Long Beach Expo, or Long Beach Coin Show, and I was going to do a separate video about that. But here, let me give you my rant about that. They gave us these bags at the show. So they gave us these bags at the show, like I say, and this bag is full of collectibles I got on Whatnot. Well, no, actually I got them at the show, and now I'm trying to get to my car. So they might as well have made these look like, because oh my goodness, I felt like I had to hide this. Didn't want to be seen walking out to the car with a bright yellow bag. So coin show organizers, you know, maybe give it a little camouflage or low key or something. I realize you want advertising, but protect us as we have our valuables on the way to the car. All right, that's enough complaining. So I did have fun at the show. Can't wait for the next one. Had to recharge the cash funding so I can so I can keep it going here on the commemorative. So I thank you so much for watching Coin Sense and Nonsense. And until next time, bye bye. All right, here we are, Long Beach Coin Show, Expo, whatever. Darn power washing. Let's go inside. There's the PCGS submission place, and actually that guy's pretty cool. I like David over there. So they don't generally like you to take video in here.